Why spend $95 on a box opener? Well, because I open a lot of boxes, and because I love good design. I like to make the little sounds with my mouth. Just a simple slide out, perfect size thumb bump, can't miss it. This thing feels like an artifact from the future. It works for left and right handers with easy to replace blades. You can even use ceramic blades. It's thin, deceptively thin, and yet stainless steel build quality ready for the apocalypse kind of thing. It's magnetic, so you could just place it somewhere useful. I got two. I keep one in the garage. It's spring retracted, so you can just keep it in your pocket if you want. Or it's spring retracted, so if you happen to drop it, you'll be fine. The springs work. Everything is replaceable and fixable for eternity. It's available in 4 Cerakote finishes, and it makes breaking boxes down just a little bit more lovely. I got 2 of them. Why spend $95 on a box opener? I got 2 of them. Limited pricing available right now at Kickstarter. This is what I've been using most recently. It's just an old pocket knife that was my grandfather's. It's sharp. It's a really sharp blade. When I don't have this, it's like my thumb. I don't even have keys. I don't use keys. I know a lot of guys use keys. The scissors thing occasionally. The thumb, more often than not. And I'm someone who has a teenager that I can coax with money to do box breakdown when it gets really bad. And it gets really bad around here, like semi-regularly. So I love Grandpa's knife, the Draper Felt. If you know anything about this, let me know. But this thing is such a solid example of a modern artifact. I love that it's all fixable and replaceable, that the blades are just super, super sharp. You know, those kinds of utility blades, they're super sharp. By the way, you get like 50 for $1 or something. And then when they're stopping being sharp, you just quickly replace them. I love that it's fixable and that we're using extremely sharp blades. I love the heft and the rigor of this thing though. Like, how do I explain what this is like in the hand? Which makes sense given that these are the guys that designed the Mark II, right? If you remember my notes about this in my pen video, just the right amount of heft, of solidity, of weight in the hand. This is a little magnetic kind of pen. I mean, it's just beautiful. And you put it back around and it's not very big in the hand. It's like a very pocketable pen. I've actually been around Tom, who's one half of Studio Neat.
To me, it's about someone who is doing that a lot.
Yeah.
It feels worth it to have a nice thing. It's like a nice pin.
So I've seen some different versions over time, so I feel kind of connected to this product. But you gotta decide for yourself if you're like $100 or more box cutter person. Are you a $100 box cutter guy? Are you a $100 box cutter gal? Here's what I know for me is that I'm probably not gonna get less boxes in the future. Just the modern life, it worries me. But we're probably not getting less boxes. And it is such a drudgery to break down those boxes. I keep dreaming of a machine that I just throw all the boxes in and it's just like Wall-E style, just compresses and makes fertilizer with it or something, but we're not gonna do that. So we're not getting less boxes, and it's a drudgery to break down the boxes. So if something just gives a little more, just a little more delight to breaking it down. Like there's delight in opening a box. Do you know the difference between opening a box and then like you've got the thing out of the box, Christmas morning's over, you're just like got a pile of boxes over there. Some of them still have the plastic air wrap thing inside and you're just like, fuck, I gotta break those down. The worst boxes are those Costco ones, which don't even have tape. It's just like the glue you have to try to, if it makes it even slightly more enjoyable, a little bit more delightful, it's worth it for me from a money for value kind of thing. But you gotta understand, I'm not a pocket knife guy. I don't have a multi-tool in my sling, you know, unless I've got my boots on and I'm doing homeowner type stuff, which I try to avoid that as much as possible. I don't have a pouch on my belt for my Leatherman, you know, or like a pocket in my pants, which by the way, these Ecotrek pants. I'll link to them below. They do have a knife pocket. I'm not like knife pocket guy, but these pants are pretty sick. I've been living in these. I'll see if I can get you a discount on these in the link below. So I'm not pocket knife guy. I'm kind of pretty on the desktop guy. I'm kind of throw this on that garage door rail that's already there and just like have it there when I need it, like grab it, throw it back without even looking, just. And this does look gorgeous on the desk. I like the look of this thing. It's almost playful, but it's like, yet it's brutally efficient. Maybe that's why I like this thing so much. It's almost playful, but it's brutally efficient. And the combination of those two things is just, chef's kiss. For instance, the James brand has a similar thing like this called the Palmer, which looks lovely. All their stuff does. But it's more or less an updated shape on what you're used to in a utility knife. Clearly they spent time on it. It's got this rad like insert remove blade feature when you stop halfway. And this thing is $60. So that's half of what the Studio Neat, this Keen from Studio Neat is gonna be when it's off of Kickstarter, right? But this is just something completely different. This isn't anything like a utility knife I've seen before. It's the same, 13-penny blade or whatever inside of there, which I love how sharp they are. You can get ceramic blades apparently as well, which would be interesting because they'd be more fragile, but they'd be sharper for longer. But this is not like a regular utility blade. That whole retractable immediate thing is just what it looks like on the desk, sitting around, just like lying around places. This thing has personality. It has opinions in a, like I said, like a playful and yet brutally efficient kind of way. Part of it is this simple thumb slide thing, obviously. The retractable thumb slide thing. Part of it is that. Part of it is that heft, the weight, the sort of, the satisfying, like just right amount of feeling. And I think the Cerakote finish plays a role as well. It's not a shiny metal fab. It's a coating over stainless steel, which by the way is partly why this isn't $60, right? Just the stainless steel itself, shaping that up and fabricating that, then the coating itself, doesn't seem like their focus was to make it as cheap as possible. It seems like their focus was to make something that was going to be a delight again and again and again and again and again and again. Like it has to be so simplified, but have just the right amount of feature. Like simpler would be no spring, and you just push it up and hold it with your thumb, do the thing, and then you have to slide it back down yourself. That would be even simpler, probably even more bulletproof, right? But if that spring wasn't there, this thing would not be, it would just be like, okay. It's like that little, it's like a magnet. It's like the attraction of a magnet. By the way, it is magnetic too. It's a magnet that holds that down. I haven't even mentioned that. That's what makes it like have this little pop off. It holds it down into place. The spring's holding it, but like the like chunk off of the magnet. Just little tactile, lovely things that make that $95 on Kickstarter and $120, I think, in the future. Make it worth it. It's like why I bought two, because I want to keep one in the garage and one on the desk. So use my link below if this has convinced you. You got to decide though if you're $100 box opener guy or gal. I might just be enough of a tech worker to be like this. I know a lot of my neighbors out here in Texas are like, come again. I think I got a drawer full of utility knives. Why don't you just ask me? I could have given you one for free. I have scars from regular utility knives. I've used utility knives my entire life. This is different. Little, yellow, different. All right, use my link. It supports the channel at no extra cost to you. But, decide if you want to be a $100 box opener person. All right, that's it. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Bye.